Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story of incredible courage, stubborn defiance, and the sheer power of the human will. It's the story of Douglas Bader. Picture this, a cold December morning in 1931. 21-year-old Douglas Bader is sitting in the cockpit of his Bristol Bulldog biplane. He's brash, he's gifted, and he feels absolutely invincible. He'd joined the Royal Air Force 3 years earlier, earning a reputation for being an exceptional pilot, but also for having a stubborn disregard for rules he deemed unnecessary. His instructors saw his natural talent, but they worried about his arrogance. On this particular morning, both those traits were about to collide in a truly disastrous way. Below him, the Reading Aero Club airfield is frozen solid. A crowd has gathered to watch his aerobatic display. Bader begins with dazzling rolls and loops, his biplane carving through the air just above the treetops. The aircraft was nimble, but incredibly dangerous at low altitude. A fact Bader chose to ignore. Determined to put on a show, he attempts a slow roll just 30 feet off the ground. Eyewitnesses would later recall the sickening moment the plane's wingtip clipped the frozen grass. The Bulldog cartwheeled violently, tearing itself apart in a cloud of splintered wood and shredded canvas. The fuselage crumpled, the engine sheared off, and Bader was thrown forward, crushed against the instrument panel. Rescuers reached the wreckage within minutes. The scene was grim. Bader's right leg was severed below the knee, and his left was shattered beyond any hope of repair. He was rushed to the Royal Berkshire Hospital, having lost a massive amount of blood. The surgeon, Leonard Joyce, had to make a life-or-death decision. He amputated the right leg immediately. 5 days later, a severe infection meant the left leg had to be removed high above the thigh. When Douglas Bader finally regained full consciousness, his very first question was, "Will I fly again?" The nurse beside him didn't have an answer. The physical damage was obvious, but the psychological wounds were just as severe. Bader had been an athlete, a rugby player, a man who defined himself by his physical strength and prowess. Now he couldn't even sit up without help. Letters from fellow officers arrived, filled with forced optimism. His parents visited, his mother weeping quietly, while his father tried to talk about rehabilitation. Just 2 months later, an RAF medical board declared him permanently unfit for service. At 21 years old, his career was over. He was discharged with a small pension and, it seemed, no future. In the months that followed, Bader endured an agonizing rehabilitation at the RAF hospital in Oxbridge. His wounds bled constantly, and he suffered from phantom pains in the limbs he no longer had. In March 1932, his first pair of artificial legs arrived. They were heavy, clunky contraptions of aluminum and leather. Doctors prescribed a slow, cautious approach to learning to use them, but Bader refused. He fell countless times, splitting the skin on his stumps, but through sheer force of will, he was determined to walk again. Within weeks, he could cross the ward without help. Within months, he was climbing stairs. His physical recovery was nothing short of remarkable. But the emotional recovery, that was a different battle entirely. He had conquered his body, but the war for his spirit and his dream of returning to the sky had only just begun. The story of Douglas Bader is a testament to what a person can achieve when they refuse to be broken. It's a powerful reminder that our limits are often not what they seem. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as I do, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.